Question 1. There have been widespread budget cuts, not only at the institutional level, but also at the state level. What measures do you intend to put in place to combat these cuts as they trickle down to us, the students of FSU?
Firstly, I believe that we need to identify which sections of our school require the most of our money. I think it's really important to identify where students are spending the most time, what groups students feel are important. And I think that we also need to address the administration and say, look, you're getting money from the state. We realize you're getting budget cuts, but maybe you could stop spending so much of your money and give it to the students, because we are what the school is for. So, I mean, budget cuts shouldn't be affecting us. The administration should be taking the brunt of it for us, and I think you really can't do more than that. When you're looking at budget cuts coming from different sectors, it's very difficult to target specific areas of people who are cutting the budget, and you have to do your best to work with it until you can implement long-term effects.
All right. Well, over the past year, I've worked as your legislative director, essentially a student body lobbyist, and so it's been my role to work with the state to represent Florida State students. And as it stands right now, the university looks to anticipate a $31 million deficit beginning 2 weeks from now when legislative session starts. And from what we can understand, the university itself has only a couple possible solutions. They either deal with no new state funding by lowering enrollment and cutting services. They seek new state funding from the legislature. They seek new tuition options, which would require us to pay more, or changes to Bright Futures, which would require the shift of the burden of the cost to go more towards the students than the state, or pursue changes on fee restrictions, such as the technology fee or the differential tuition that we've all been working against. And we feel it's important that as an administration, our sole focus isn't on just spending the A&S fees that are given to the students, but building effective relationships with our university administration so that when issues like this do arise, we have a seat at the table. We have a legitimate option as students. Instead of just rallying around or protesting at the Capitol, we have the opportunity to sit down and negotiate with our university administration, whether it be President Weatherall or anyone else, as well as dealing with this solution not just at the university level, but working tirelessly to represent student interests at the state level, for the Florida legislature, before the Florida Board of Governors, on working with the Florida Student Association to make sure that not only are we as students here at Florida State working on this, but as students all over the state of Florida, we can attack the issue. And we have 33,000 students here at Florida State, but there are 300,000 students in the state university system. So we've worked tirelessly to make sure that all 300,000 students are aware of the issue and that we have a viable solution to work with our administration and work with the Florida legislature through increased lobbying efforts and governmental relations.
The budget crisis in Florida is a serious disaster that's currently going on in our state right now. And really, when you look at the possible solutions, we can look at T.K. Weatherall's proposition now with the constitutional amendment that require taking away tax exemptions to basically luxury items. This, in essence, would require an additional billions of dollars towards higher education. I think, really, as students, our biggest role now is to advocate. And there are so many venues that we as students can advocate to. Through the FSA, through our Office of Legislative Affairs, through our student body president who has a seat on the board of trustees. And by using her as an advocate, if elected, we'll be able to advocate for students to get this proposition and get this constitutional amendment passed and require this billions of dollars towards higher education.